Hey guys, Miss Warren here. Today I'm going to talk to y'all about coloring and some ways to kind of color your warm-ups in. So I've drawn all the outlines, I have my objects, I have a background, and I'm ready to color in. So one of the things I'd like to give y'all tips on is when something is 3D, if you want it to continue to look a little 3D, the direction that you color matters, and maybe adding a little bit of highlighting and texturing. So I have my clownfish here. I'm gonna start drawing one section here of the orange part. Now, a lot of times what I'll do is I'll outline the area that I want to keep that color. So I want this little stripe here to be orange on my fish. And I'm gonna curve along the edges and outline. Now I'm thinking maybe I want a little bit of light reflected here so I can see some color on the fish. So I'm going to take a lighter shade and I'm going to color in using kind of circular motions here. Maybe a little bit of a lighter like yellow orange here. So when I'm coloring with colored pencils, I like to do my highlights first because it kind of reserves the spot that I want to keep that color. Then I'm going to go in slowly. If you notice, my marks are small. I'm kind of going in a circular pattern. And I'm overlapping where my mark went before. What I don't want to see is big, far apart marks like this, like zigzags. Small, tight together, and I'm overlapping where I already colored in the yellow. I'm gonna go below it, and I'm gonna kind of curve. You see how this is curved? My whole fish is curved. So I'm gonna kind of curve with it, and that will make it look more dimensional. I don't go the full length of it. I kind of go one little section at a time. Yes, it takes longer, but your coloring is going to be so much more smooth. And I'm going to go over it with one coat of this orange, and then I'm going to go back through with some other colors over the top of it to kind of blend it in and make sure it looks nice and smooth. You see how I'm only going up and down. I'm not going left to right. I'm not changing directions. Even down here where I get close to the edge, I'm just going to start making smaller marks. And I'm going to keep going up and down. I'm not going to go left and right. Now I'm going to overlap that part that I drew yellow just a little bit so it blends in with the orange. And then in a minute, I'm going to pick up the yellow and I'm going to blend it again. So let me grab that yellow. I'm going to blend it in over the top, pressing pretty firm this time. Now maybe at the base, I want it to be a little bit darker. I'm gonna pick another color in this family, red. Red is a little bit darker than orange. And at the bottom, I'm gonna use this red-orange to kind of blend in where I've already drawn some orange. The light's kind of coming from here. It will be less light on the bottom, so that color is gonna be a little bit darker. Go back in with the orange in the middle. And do another layer of just regular orange, darkening it, making sure I can't see any of the paper, the white of the paper. I don't want those little specks to be there, so I'm going to try and kind of cover them all up, color really thoroughly until it looks nice and solid. Now, I generally only like to use marker for outlines. And the clownfish here have black. So I'm gonna go along the edge and outline some of the areas. I don't, sometimes you can color in with marker, but you have to be very careful because it's so much bolder than everything else that you don't overtake the rest of it. I just wanted my fish to have some black stripes. So I've got this one section done. I want y'all to go ahead and try that area. I'll be back when, actually, real quick, before I leave, I'm gonna show y'all background coloring. Now, I kind of curved around the fish when I did it. That's my main object. Let me get my other fin kind of outlined here. I have a bottom fin here. Now, when I'm ready to color the background, I'm gonna do one section at a time, and I'm gonna keep it flat back and forth because the background is flat. Like if the background was curved for some reason, I would curve it, but generally it's flat. And I'm gonna go back and forth, and I'm gonna color it in, and I'm gonna keep it flat. I'm gonna go back and forth around the edges of objects. If you get really close to objects, you can outline them like this, so you don't have to get super close to them. That way you have this little space so you can start coloring in back and forth, and you don't have to worry about going outside the lines. So I'm going back and forth, I'm keeping my pencil flat, I'm overlapping where I colored in before, I'm not leaving large gaps, I'm keeping my motion small. And yes, this will take a long time to color in that background like this, but it will look so much smoother and so much cleaner. And I'm gonna go back over it one more time, kind of smooth out anywhere that didn't get as much color. I'm gonna go around the edge here. So that's like one section. Then I can move over to this area here. The secret about doing the background is doing one area at a time so it doesn't seem overwhelming. Get around this tentacle too. Color in between. Still just going back and forth. Even though I went in that tight space, I did not change direction because I want this to be nice and smooth and flat. Okay, so there's some basic coloring in methods. I'd like to see how your work turns out, so go ahead and give it a color.